What's up YouTube, it's Kira here and we are back with another video. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Kirarai, and if you are returning, then welcome back. I am here to give you guys some post-grad advice. Yes. Mind you, I didn't graduate that long ago, so it's still really fresh and new, but it's still very good. Before we get into it, you guys already know I have to say this. Please go ahead and like, comment, share, and subscribe. Also, if you want to be notified immediately when I post new videos, go ahead and hit that notification bell as well. That way you're notified when a new video goes up. All right, y'all, let's get into it. So we are discussing a lot of wonderful things today. I was on the phone with my friend who graduated last year, and I was like, like, what kind of videos should I make now that I've graduated? And he mentioned to me how, you know, he wished there was a video out there saying like what to expect when you're in college. So I was like, oh, okay, I can do that. So I'm gonna be talking about a few things, a few expectations that I feel like are good to know when going into undergraduate school. Mind you, I came up with a list of these things based off of my own college experience, so they might not apply to everyone, and if they don't, like, that's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and start getting into this thing. So what to expect throughout your college career, notes on my phone. So I wrote down losing friends, healing, getting out of your comfort zone / leveling up, and making connections. Starting with losing friends. This is probably the best thing, which sounds bad, but it is so great. It is so great because, and okay, before I say this, it's probably something that you've already heard before. During college, you go through so much growth. Like, who you are coming in as a freshman is completely different from the person you're gonna be your senior year. When I go back and watch my videos from like just sophomore year, I think was when I like started, I am like, I do not recognize that girl. Like, who is that? Because that is not Kirarai. Like, I'm just so different, and it's a good thing. Like, you, throughout your years, throughout your weeks, you experience different things that will challenge you and cause you to grow up. You know, you start seeing people different ways, and I want to let you guys know that that is okay. I think that a lot of the friends that I had freshman year, some of them, honestly, majority of them I'm still friends with, but the ones that I did lose, I simply outgrew them, and that's not a bad thing. They probably outgrew me too. Like, some friends genuinely are seasonal, and I think that's great because they contribute to your life in that specific season, but once you step into your next season, sometimes they don't align with what you're supposed to be doing, and that's when you have to say bye to them. And I think that my freshman year, I went into school thinking, oh my gosh, this, you know, whatever group I find right now, this has to be my group throughout all 4 years because I'm not gonna make friends again. That is not true. That is not true. That is not true, especially depending on like what department you're in, or, you know, the different classes that you're in. You are going to meet new people. You're gonna have group projects where you have to work with them, and they can end up becoming one of your close friends. You will go to events. Like, I'm sure you'll go to events on campus and you'll make friends there because you'll start seeing consistent people throughout events. Like, you never stop making friends in college. You never stop meeting people in college, and whether you want them to be your friend or not, like, that's up to you. But there will always be people around for you to make connections with and for you to possibly build friendships with. So whoever you make friends with freshman year, like, they don't have to be the end all be all, because 9 times out of 10 they just won't. They just won't. You also begin to see people's true colors throughout the years. Again, not necessarily a bad thing, because at the end of the day, you don't want someone in your village who is not gonna have your best interest in mind. And so freshman year, I definitely realized that with a lot of people, but I'm pretty sure it's something common that everyone else experiences in college. If not, then that's fine too. But people, I think going into college, everyone is just so eager to be friends with everyone and just like build a community of people, and so people end up changing themselves slightly. I know I did, and I wasn't fully like myself and being authentically me, and that caused me to make friendships with people that I should not have been friends with, like should not have been friends with at all. And so as time goes on, you start to see, you're like, ooh, so that's who you really are, or oh, you did that? Oh no, you can't rock with me. And it, like, simple as that. And I don't like, I think that can sound really bad sometimes because it can come across as like judgmental, but I feel like however you live your life, you genuinely want to surround yourself with people that are on the same wave as you. And if not, then they gotta go. Like, they have to go, because I know me, I feed off of the energy of people around me. And so if I, you know, I can have my head on super straight and I'm like, okay, I want to do this and this and this, I want to be consistent on YouTube, blah blah blah. But if I continue to put myself in a community of people who aren't trying to hold me accountable into doing the things and reaching the goals that I said I wanted to reach, and if they are just constantly like pulling me away from doing homework, going to rehearsal, whatever it is, making my YouTube video, whatever it is, like, then I shouldn't be around them, or you shouldn't be around them. And so that's my honest advice. Losing friends overall, it's not a bad thing. It's a great thing. I think that, you know, we go through this purging, is what my friend, oh, it's a blue jay. But we go through this purging, and it's a removal of things that no longer serve us, so we can level up into the next season. And that happens quite literally every year of college. So if you lose friends, don't be disheartened by it. Sometimes that's what you need to get rid of in order for you to reach your next season. So next is healing. This about to sound really bad, but I ain't even gonna cap. There will most likely be a period of college where you are just sad. Like, pure sadness. Sometimes you don't even know why, you don't know how, like, you don't know what it is that is making you feel this way. There were times where I thought I was good and I wasn't. Like, I was still healing, I was still growing, and just college it's just a constant, it's one big chunk of just change and adjustment and figuring out how to do this life thing, how to live as an independent. And every day you are faced with some kind of challenge. It can be really, really small, or it can be really, really big and take up your whole semester. But every day is a new day, and every day sometimes feels just like, how am I gonna do this? How am I going to do this? And you might just be sad. Like, I'm literally my whole sophomore year and like the beginning of my junior year, I was just sad as all get out. And it was because I was in a season of leveling up, and I was really isolated, and isolation leads to transformation is what I've learned. And sometimes being separated from people is what you need in order to become and transform into the person who you're meant to be on this earth. And when I was in that season, I did not realize that. I was just like, I'm so alone, I'm so by myself, I don't know how to do any of this, woo-hoo-hoo, like crying every day. I was crazy. But then once I got out of it, I was like, Kira, girl, you needed that. Because if you was out here just like, girl, no. If you experience a season of sadness, know that you probably aren't alone in it. And also, this is most important, it is okay, it is more than okay to go get help for that also. Like, talking to people is not the same as talking to, say, a therapist. And one of the best decisions that I made for myself was going to see a counselor on campus, because there came a point where I was like, okay, I have talked to quite literally all of my friends and nothing has gotten better. So what do I need to do? What resources available to me that I have not chosen to take advantage of? And it was counseling, and I needed it. Like, sometimes it's nice to talk to people who don't exactly know what's happening, because then you'll get truly like unbiased advice from, you know, that person. And I thought it was so helpful, and I am a big advocate for mental health, because it is so important, especially for people of color. Like, there's just so many things that I think that we carry in ourselves because of like history and just like, you know, generational things that we've carried from quite literally slavery. So like, it is so important for us to unpack those. Like, we are no longer in a time where we just have to like keep it all in and pretend as if we are okay. Like, if you're not okay, that is perfectly fine, because I guarantee you a whole bunch of other people aren't okay also. And so if you need to go get help, then go get help. I don't think there's anything to be ashamed of in that. I think that you will feel so much more liberated. Like, your mind will just feel so free, and you will actually have room to receive all of the blessings, receive whatever it is that is coming to you in that next season, because you've cleared up space, you've cleared up your mind, and you've cleared up your heart. So big advocate for that. Go get help if you need it. But if you're sad, like if you experienced that period during college, like I promise you're not alone, and you were not the only one that has ever experienced that either. I experienced it. I know some of my friends have too. So you will be okay in the end. I promise you, I promise you, I promise you, it will all be okay. But just make sure that you are really like taking care of yourself in that season and doing the things that you need to do. Simple as that. The most important thing is you at the end of the day. Not these people, not these events, not these parties, you. So I just wanted to say that. Okay, the next thing is getting out of your comfort zone, and the last thing is making connections. And I guess these two kind of go in part with one another. I used to not be vocal. I did not like speaking up for myself. I did not like putting myself out there. I did not like even going up to someone and being like, hi, my name is Kira. But there came a period where I was like, okay, this is not getting me anywhere. Like me staying like this, it's not doing me any good. So I had to change. And I think that college is great because you are surrounded by people that have qualities that you don't have, that you may necessarily that you might not necessarily have, but you may desire. And so watching them, it kind of gives you like a blueprint of to, oh, okay, so they did it like this, so let me try and do that when I go meet this next person. And it was great. It was great. And people say this all the time, the biggest barrier in your life sometimes is you. Like it genuinely is you, because we're so in our heads so much and focused on what other people think about us. But I promise y'all, the moment you get out of that and just be like, F it, like I'ma just go, I'ma just pretend, fake it till you make it, fake it till you make it, is great. It is great, because there will come a point where you realize you were not faking it anymore. And the amount of times that I faked my confidence, and then, you know, I'd go away and be like, oh my God, whew, that was a lot. Like there came a period where I didn't do that anymore, because I was just like, wow, like, you know, faking my confidence is what made me confident, because I put myself out there. I got out of my comfort zone. I did the thing that I was afraid to do, and it transformed me and made me into the person that I actually want to be, or the person that I was actually designed to be. So get out of your comfort zone. If there is a challenge or situation that is presented to you, I said this in one of my other videos, you can make the choice to make different choices. If there is a, you know, when faced with that certain challenge, if there is something how you would typically respond, but you notice, okay, whenever I respond like that in the past, things didn't really work out for me. When you're in that situation, you then have the choice to do something different. Okay, this is what I used to do, but now what do I want to do? What do I want to do? And do it. And if it doesn't work out, then like, okay, you can go back to your old methods. But I'm like, you will never know until you try. You never know until you try. And what is the worst that could happen? Like someone says no, or you don't get a job, or whatever. Like everything will be okay in the end. But you never want to miss out on an opportunity, on a resource, on a person, on whatever it is, just because you were afraid to step out of your comfort zone. Like I don't think it's worth it, because you don't know where your life can take you. You might end up being the president. You might end up getting a amazing job at a company just because you went up to that person and said, hi, my name is so and so, or la 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 la, just because you went out of your comfort zone. So don't be surprised when you are faced with different challenges, especially if the same kind of thing manifests in different ways throughout your years. It's probably time to make a different choice. Like I'm a full believer in that. If I'm faced with the same challenge over and over again, then it's time for me to make a different decision. That way I can stop dealing with the same thing, because things will always come back around until you address them in the way that they're supposed to be addressed. I'm a firm believer in that. So all in all, if you're faced with a difficult challenge, don't be afraid to get out of your comfort zone. Don't be afraid. Just don't be afraid, because 9 times out of 10, yes, it's an opportunity to level up and give you the opportunity to be one step to become that person, to be one step closer to becoming that person who you were designed to be. Last thing, making connections. Y'all, this is a biggie. You don't know who you were going to meet when you were in college, and you don't know how these people are going to contribute to your life later down the line. They may give you a job, they may be your babysitter down the line, I don't know, they may be something that is important. But do not miss out on an opportunity to connect with someone just because you don't want to talk, just because you don't feel like, oh, hi, la, la, la. No, no, no. I had this friend my junior year that I became close with, and he was always saying connections, connections, connections. And I would be like, can you be quiet? And I never said that to him. I would just be like, okay, yeah, I get it, I hear you. But in my head, I was just like, please stop. Like, I hear you, I get it. But I get it. I actually get it now. Like, I understand why they said make that connection, make that connection. And honestly, that word is what I associate with this person to this day. Because I promise, if they did not just drill that into my head, that period that they were in my life, like, I don't know what, I don't know who I would know. I don't know whose numbers would be in my phone. I'm really incredibly thankful for that, and thankful for this person for telling me that, because connections are so important. Like, I have made connections with people in New York now, like big people, just because I said yes to an opportunity with someone that like I didn't even know, or with someone that I had just like built a friendship with this season. And so I'm like, just say yes, just say yes. When it comes to, if someone says, hey, like, would you want to come to this event, or would you want to, you know, come by my office and we can chit chat, whatever this is, like, say yes. Like, obviously, if you trust a person, that's the thing too. Like, say no if you feel uncomfortable, obviously. But I'm like, if there was someone big, if there was someone presented and placed on your path who clearly you can learn from, don't pass it up. Don't pass it up, because I'm telling you, they will be your next job. They will be your next something big, and you do not want to miss that opportunity. And you don't want to see someone else take the opportunity when they came to you first. I think that's just heartbreaking. So making connections. If you take anything away from this video, make them connections, y'all. Make them connections. And if you get someone's phone number and you don't end up using it, then okay, that's probably the worst that can happen. But you just don't know. You never know. So take advantage of the opportunities that are presented to you. Simple as that. Oh my gosh, all right, got a little dramatic at the end, but that's pretty much it. I'm so passionate about giving advice to people, and I'm rooting. I'm really rooting for all of us, and I'm like, yes, let's go, let's chase our purpose, let's run towards the things that we want, y'all. Like, no more letting you, your own brain, you know, stop you from being great. We all have the potential to do big things. I think we have to be eager. We have to want to tap into those things. So yes, and if someone comes on your path and they trying to keep you away from your purpose, they gotta go. And if they come back, if they circle back, then hey, sometimes it's meant to be. But you never know unless you take a step. Do the things that you need, do the things that are best for you. As usual, as always, y'all, if you have any comments, questions, concerns, topics you want me to talk about, please put them in the comments down below, or you can DM me. I am happy to answer any and all DMs. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.